Hi, I'm Sarah Giblin from the Hunter Local Land Services. I am a Senior Land Services Officer in the Upper Hunter, and I'm here with Claire today looking at the fire grounds and some of the issues that we're starting to see on the ground and also the germination of our native pastures. Some of the invasive grasses that we need to be watching out for are our Coolatai grass, African love grass, stink grass, and then also we get down to some of the weeds and the heliotrope, especially on the lighter soil, and also milk thistle becomes quite invasive. Fleabanes will also become a problem in the late autumn, middle of winter, and milk thistles and also the Bathurst burrs.
One of the best things you can do is go and have a look at what's actually germinating. And one of the things we talk about in terms of weeds is if we don't know what it is, it's really good to get it identified before it becomes a problem. So we're not actually out there 12 months later saying, well, we only had a few plants and now we've actually got a whole paddock full of them. So going out and having a look, it's very hard to identify things in seedling stage. That goes for grasses, but also some of our broadleafs as well. So we're just going to have a look at some of the things that we can see here. This is not necessarily representative of the whole area that the fire's gone through, but certainly for here we'll just point out what we can see. But at the same time, if you don't know what you've got, by all means give us a call and we'll go through with you. There's some books out there with seedling identification. It is hard without the seed head, but at the same time it's worth knowing what they are if you can. And it gives you some hope as well to how well things are regenerating. So what we've got here, Sarah, what have we got? We've got
some tarvine, some native tarvine coming up that will get up and grow quite quickly and compete against our annual medics for moisture and nutrients. We've also got some pigweed, a young pigweed coming up over here, and there again some of our summer fast growing weeds that we have, and also the one we all know is the cowtrop or the yellow vine. Again, it's got out of the ground and it's growing quite quickly because it's getting towards the end of the season and it needs to get out, flower and set seed for the next year. So these particular weeds, we just have to be careful in watching them, in how much, if we don't get any rain, they will get up and take over some of this other pasture that we have here. But as you can see from the grasses, the perennials that we have, they've all responded from the fire, from the recent rains that we had after the fire. And as Claire mentioned before, grazing management of these now is critical to be able to get some vegetation growth out of them and set them up for the back end of winter, and also just managing these weeds.
So some of the species that we have, our native species, can survive fire quite well. So something like a microlina, which we find around the trees in this area, it likes a bit of shade. The microlina, or weeping meadowgrass, it actually has rhizomes and stolons, and it actually is able to protect itself a little bit from the fire. Things like kangaroo grass love a little bit of fire, so they will actually probably put up a couple of seed heads, and we'll see those quite dominant in the next couple of months. Some of the stipers and the wiregrasses, they can actually have crowns quite low to the ground and they can survive quite well. And for example here, there's quite a lot of stiper through here, which is a native year-long or cool season type species, which actually can put out a little bit of green leaf from here on in as well. Some of our summer natives, such as the windmill grass, will actually proliferate. We'll see that germinate and go up to seed head. So we'll see a fair bit of windmill grass through the area as well.